gentlemen, The Play's the Thing, with your host, Judy Sleed, and the special guest, Judith Leiber. Now here's Judy.
Thank you, Gary. Gary Grant. Hi, Judy. Can I call you Judy or Judith?
Whatever you want, either way.
Judy is easier.
Sure.
I'm so glad you could take time to come out on my show, and all these beautiful bags that you made. I just can't believe you. You started out making bags in your business?
You know, when I was going to become a chemist. I was in London. I passed the matric, which is the college entrance examination. And then I was registered at King's College to study chemistry.
What a far cry.
And I went home for the summer because, you know, from Hungary it was very hard to get money out. So I didn't want my father to have to send money during the summer while I was off not doing anything. So I came back to Hungary, and the war broke out on September the 1st, and I never came back to England. So I started to learn a trade. I thought, after the war is over, I'm getting out of this country. So I started to learn a trade, handbags.
I see. So you
how to make handbags, because my mother loved handbags, and my father, whenever he traveled around Europe, always brought her a handbag back. Anyway, I was a first girl apprentice. I became a journeyman and a master in Budapest. And by the time all this was done, you know, the war was so bad already that you couldn't even go to work anymore. So I worked in the house for a little while, and then you couldn't do anything anymore. You know, once the Jewish laws came into effect, you couldn't do anything
I
anymore.
remember it well. I was there myself, but then...
I know you were, but you were a hidden child, so you
but you had a knight in shining armor, our American GI.
Yes.
You met after the war.
I met my husband. He was in Budapest for 2 days, and I met him on the second day that he was there. He was part of the American, yes, the American contingent of the, you know, there were the Russians who were occupying, and there were French boys, Americans, and British who came. I think there were 100 people.
And how lucky, from all those people, he met you.
I was very lucky.
In 2 days. You met him in 2 days.
2 days after he came.
And then he whisked you away.
Well, you know, not really. I mean, a year later we got married. But anyway, I had a very nice girlfriend who wanted to get a tenant for their large room in their apartment. They lived in the same building we did, on the mezzanine, the lowest floor. And I went with her because her English wasn't any good, so I was the interpreter.
I see.
And we went down the street were all the American enlisted men, and we went to talk to them, trying to get somebody for my friend their windows weren't broken. Everything else up higher was broken and in bad shape. So I went with her, and we tried to get somebody for her apartment you know, they wanted to rent a large room, and they did rent it to 2 American secretaries from the legation. And one of them became a very good friend of mine, and she sent me all the customers. You know, everybody from the legation wanted bags made.
I see.
And that's how I started.
So where did you learn to speak English?
I learned to speak English in Hungary before I went to England. And I had a marvelous professor who was just wonderful. Unfortunately, he died during the war. And
now you have all these beautiful bags. I would like to show the people. They are sparkly, they're beautiful. I've seen them in stores.
Yes, we
very
have.
Exclusive.
Yes.
So which one would you like to show us first?
Well, this is a black alligator.
And you designed them?
Yes, I designed them, and I made all the patterns for the bags too.
You did?
Yes, for everything, yes. For many, many years. And later, you know, after 25 years, I had help.
Oh, I was just going to say, you made a pattern and you sewed it yourself?
No, I could, but I didn't. After, you know, after I had a factory by then. So the factory made
So which bags did you make first?
Well, I don't have any here of those.
No, what type of bags?
Well, leather bags.
Oh, you made leather bags first.
And then in 1967, I thought it would be a great idea if instead of the ladies having to go to the bank to get the gold bag out and get it back the next day, if I made something out of brass, gold or silver plated, they could keep it at home.
Right, which is not as
which would be much nicer.
Not as valuable.
And so I made...
Well, this is beautiful.
Yeah, they are all nice,
So
yes.
this is good for when you really
go out at night.
Go out at night and just to show off with this bag. I mean, I would be very proud to show this off any place. I could
You're
tell.
right.
And look at this gorgeous, gorgeous bag. Here, can you see this?
Too. It's pretty.
Sparkle plenty. And how do you?
It opens up like this. You push it down. And they're lined in gold, kid.
A lining, and you could wear it as a
yes, you could
purse,
wear
or
it
you
as
put
a
it,
shoulder strap.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it has like a. Oh, this is a paper.
Yes, there is a piece of paper in it.
Oh, for a lining.
To keep it, you know, in good shape. You put paper in it.
This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. And you are wearing some jewelry. Look, I was admiring that jewelry.
Yes, this is very pretty.
And you have designed that also.
I designed a lot of jewelry.
And
we made a lot.
Was that like a secondary thing after your pocketbooks?
Yes, well, I made belts too, lots of belts.
And you don't have any belts?
No, I have them in the museum. We have the belts, but they're not out.
So where is if somebody wants to see it, could anybody just go to your museum in East Hampton?
No, they can come, of course, and, you know, make an appointment to come and see us. Because so far we don't have the permits yet for a public museum, but we're working on it.
So if anybody would want, they would have to call you.
Call up.
Do you have a website?
No, not yet, but we're going to have one because of my bags and then my husband's paintings and drawings and prints.
So how could they could look you up in the phone book? Is that the way? How do people find you?
Well, they could. That's one way, yes.
You are in the phone book?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
yes.
so anybody who wants to see your...
my work or my husband's
yes, they could call you and see everything
make an
else.
appointment and come
And
over
here is a book.
Yes, this is a book that was published in 1993 when I had my first exhibition at FIT in New York.
What's an FIT?
FIT is Fashion Institute of Technology on 27th Street and 7th Avenue.
And so what did you do in this book? Can you explain it to us?
The book was written by Enid Nemi, who is a writer. She was a writer at the New York Times.
What, you have pictures of your work in there?
Yes.
And who compiled it?
Well, the photography was done by John Bigelow Taylor, and the writing was done by Enid Nemi.
But who put it together, like the editors?
Yes, Abrams. You know,
so you
it's a
just
very
gave them
famous.
your materials,
Well, yes,
and then
we gave them the materials, and they put it together. They had a very good editor who did a very good job on it.
And who's the publisher?
The publisher is Abrams.
Oh, is it a private?
No,
or is it a big
it's a big publisher.
for arts?
For art, yes.
Well, this is really very, very nice. And when did you come to the? And what's in the back? When in the back?
The back is a picture of me.
Oh, this is the
with a lot of
picture.
bags. That's a very nice picture.
It is, and this is what you have on your when you have a show.
Yes,
they show this
yes,
picture. I remember seeing it.
They had this picture in the Guildhall show that was that just finished last weekend. It was on from October 12th to January 15th.
Well, oh, here. There it is. See? Yeah, I've seen this at Guildhall.
Yes.
This was a big picture at Guildhall when the exhibit was on. I'm
Yes.
sorry I missed that because I hear you.
Well, it
you
was a
had
very good
nice,
show.
You had a nice. You gave a lecture, or you gave.
Yes, I gave a lecture, and it was a whole long story of my life.
Yes, and
which
I
was
hear
very nice.
that you are trying to put it on paper.
Yes, I'm working on a biography now.
Yes.
I haven't gotten done with it yet. Just starting.
Do you have a publisher already?
No, I haven't.
Nobody
Not yet.
asked?
No, I didn't get to that yet. First, I want to get the text together. Then we need somebody to help write it, you know, help rewrite it.
Oh, really?
You know, an editor and a publisher. But so far, I haven't gotten that far.
Well, when people will see your accomplishments and where you came from, I think people should really knock on your door and say, hey, we want to hear the whole story.
Yes, which would be very nice. Well, I'm hoping that I can get it all together soon.
Oh, you will. You will. All you have to do is just keep, you know, trying and
try to get a publisher. You know, originally we had a woman who was an agent, and she said we should self-publish it, but I don't want to do that.
No, that doesn't, because I self-published a book,
and it doesn't get you anywhere.
No. No, but I think you would if you air it out, if you let people know what you're doing, who you are, and where you come from. I think you would get some calls.
Hopefully, I hope so.
Oh, yes. You can't keep still. When you want to get something, you have to put, you should know that. I mean, after all this, you didn't just sit back and let this happen. You went ahead.
We had a very good life together, my husband and I. We are going to be married 60 years in a couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, you're not even 60.
Oh boy, I'm 85, not 60.
85, and
right.
You look like a young chicken. You act like young.
I act like a young chicken, but I'm not a young chicken anymore. Far from it. Anyway, to tell you my story, I was born on January 11th, 1921 in Budapest. And I grew up there, and my parents sent me to London they wanted me to study chemistry because I had an aunt who lived in Romania with her husband, and they had something called the Flora cream, which was very, very successful there before the war. And my parents thought it would be nice for me to learn something like that, and they sent me to London, and I passed the matric, and then I came home for the summer, and the war broke out, and I couldn't get back.
Oh. I was wondering if, was this the same time that the Gabors were in Budapest?
Probably, yes.
Oh, you never hooked up with them?
No, they got out, I think. They left. I think the mother and the daughters, one daughter married a Turkish diplomat, and the other two went, I think, to America with her. They left the husband in Hungary.
Yes, I read that story, the whole life story. It was Cindy Adams had written a book.
Yes.
It was very...
She is a very good, she knows how to write those things for these kind of courtesan types.
Yes, I really liked that book. It was very, very well done.
Cindy is very clever.
Yes, she is. So I was just wondering, did you ever feel, when you started making these pocketbooks, did you ever feel that like frustrated, or did you always just keep going?
No, well, you know, during the war when things got very bad, you couldn't do anything. But I learned the trade from a very nice fellow in Hungary who worked in the same factory with me, and I learned most of the trade from him. And then after the war was over, he had opened a small place, and I made all my bags at his place until we left Hungary, my husband and I. When I came to the States,
what year was that when you came?
1947.
Oh, that's when
That's
I
a long
came.
time ago.
Did you come directly?
Yes, my husband.
Did?
We came on a bride ship from Bremerhaven.
Oh, that's right, because he was a GI American. I
Yes,
forgot.
he was an American soldier.
Because it took me several stops before I got here. But I arrived in 1947 also.
You did?
Yes.
Well, that's very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I worked in the trade until 1963. I worked for different companies, and I got fired from Morris Moskowitz in 1962.
Wow,
and my
you
husband
showed
said,
him,
"You're
huh?
not going to work for any of these guys anymore. We're going into business," he said.
Oh, he
And
was
if not for
smart.
him, I would never have done it. And I'm very happy that I did it. And the business developed slowly. First, I had 3 workers when I opened up. And then we grew little by little. We had 30, we had 40. And then in the end, we had 200 people working for us.
Wow, so your
There were
husband
100
actually was your manager.
Well, he was helping. But, you know, he's a fine artist, and that's his business. That's what he wants to do. And he always wanted to do that, nothing but. But he helped me in the beginning. I needed somebody, you know, he used to do the bookkeeping. And then when business got a little better, we hired a bookkeeper. And then he was able to do his own work. And, you know, he was teaching and he was painting. So he could do more of it, and he didn't have to do, you know, in the beginning, he delivered every bag that I made. For instance, he was going up to Saks with boxes of handbags.
Yeah, that's what I've seen these at Saks. I've seen these in...
Saks, Bergdorf, Neiman, they have my bags.
Yes, they have. And then when did you sell the business?
In 1993. But I worked for the company for 5 years after that, till 1998. And then I retired, and they asked me to come back and help them out. So I did a few designs, and I made a lot of personal appearances for the company, because I used to make them while we were in business. So do you like to be
retired?
Well, it's all right. It's not so bad at this point. You get to be to a certain age, you don't want to work as hard. And, you know, we felt that if we stayed in the business, maybe we wouldn't be able to, maybe the beaded bags would be copied too much, and we wouldn't be able to stay in business, so we decided we will quit.
Everybody's copying everything.
Yes, today.
And that's okay, but the thing is to be able to bring it out and sell it. Not people copy things, but they're not able to
well, they
have
can
fine
do
customers.
Yes.
But you did very well. You did everything good. I see that you have beautiful rings on your finger.
Yes, but these are not my make.
Not your make. How come you didn't design any makes?
No, I didn't make rings. I didn't design
Oh, your friend
rings.
made them.
My friend made them,
Who is your friend?
Her name is Michelle Toroni. She designs rings.
She's
and
Italian?
Jewelry. No, she's American, but her husband's Italian.
Oh, Toroni.
Yes.
It sounds Italian.
Very nice. It is Italian.
Mm-hmm. And
anyway.
you have a very, very interesting watch on your hand.
Yes, it's a Bulgari watch.
To me, it looked like it was going to fall off because
No, it
the other end doesn't have.
No, it's not. It's never going to fall off.
No, I see it when you pull up your sleeve. I see
Yes.
that it's like a snake.
It's very nice. It is like a snake.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And the earrings?
Earrings?
You're wearing some earrings.
Yes, the earrings are David Webb. I got them as a gift. When I got David Webb, I put them into Eamon Wardy's store many, many years ago in California. They were friends of mine, and they wanted to have a place in California. But then later, they Eamon Wardy went out of business, and they opened their own place, I think, in California too.
And don't you feel like you want to invent something else now that you're retired?
No, not really. No, I don't want to invent anything else.
No, nothing goes around your head?
No, I had enough. I did enough. I had enough ideas.
So you just want to concentrate on your writings?
Well, no. And, we now have the museum, so we are going to eventually do a website for the museum, for my work and my husband's work, which will be very nice. We are thinking about doing that soon.
So you're going to join the 21st century?
We joined it already. That's what we
How
are
do you
doing.
like all these new inventions?
Well, they're terrific, some of them.
You like?
I just got a camera.
Yes, the
one
digital.
of the digital cameras. Just
Do you know
now,
how to
and
work it?
I'm learning it now.
I see.
But I have a computer and I use that.
Did you learn the computer?
Yes, pretty much.
Pretty much. What are you using it for?
Well, email and writing. And then, sometimes I go on eBay because in order to get more of my bags back, I sometimes go on eBay and I buy them.
Buy it back. Oh.
Yes, that's what I do.
What is the purpose of that?
Because I want to have as many of my original creations as I can.
I see. So you're sorry you sold some of them.
No, I did. In the beginning, when we went into business, we sold every bag we could sell.
You had no
and
idea
then
that's going to be...
And later, when I sold the business, I had a collection. But the company, the man who bought my company said, unless he gets the bags, he isn't going to buy the company. So I had to give him many of the bags.
So now they're becoming very valuable, I imagine.
Yes, they're valuable. They have very good resale values, handbags.
Great. So you are a legend.
Well, I'm very lucky. I was very lucky to be able to do all the things I did.
And you worked very hard, so you deserve it.
Yes, we did. We worked very hard, my husband and I both.
So you have a place in New York? And
yes, we have an apartment in Manhattan on Park Avenue, near the corner of 34th Street, because our business was on 33rd Street, right off 5th. So we wanted to have a place where we could walk to work no matter what weather, and we did.
That's good. And you have a, excuse me, you have a nice home here in the East Hampton.
Yes, we have a nice house.
So where do you like to be best?
No, we like both. We go back and forth.
And you drive?
No, we don't drive anymore. We used to drive. My husband said he must have driven 1,000 times to East Hampton. But now we have a man who takes us out and takes us back to New York.
In other words, you don't take the jitney?
No, we don't. We have a driver who comes and gets us.
Well, that's good. At least, the driving is safe, which is very good.
Yes, we don't have to do it. which is very nice.
So you acquired many friends, or?
Oh, we have lots of friends, but you know, my husband and I had no children, so we had no place we wouldn't be able to leave our business to anybody, so we decided it's better to sell it. Because you get to be a certain age and then you really can't do all the work anymore.
Well, I have a special feature in this show. I show a picture of some from an old magazine, and I ask, don't say who it is if you see it, but he was one of my the favorite entertainer. And people who would recognize him, don't say it.
Eddie Cantor, right?
You're not supposed to say who it is. But people who write in and guess who it is, they're going to be my next guest on the show.
Boy.
So I'm waiting for my little fishbowl to fill up, and then we do it. So I do this every week. I have a lot of these old movie magazines.
That's terrific.
And at every show, we put a picture on the set, and people will write in. And the half hour is up. I'm being told that I only have 1 minute.
1 minute left.
1 minute left.
So what
usually
shall I tell you
we
in
do
the 1 minute?
You want to do a jig, or you want to sing an aria?
No, I can't do that.
Well, I stopped doing those things. When I was much younger, I would do silly things
You were
like
singing?
that. Yeah, I used to sing, and I still like to dance, but I don't do it anymore. And this is it. At the end of the show, I'm saying, bye, everybody. I always wave to people over there, that camera. Bye. And don't forget to watch next Wednesday. We're going to have another taping. I have 2 wonderful guests. If I could just remember the names. David from the Y and Cammie from an artist. And it was really lovely having you. I'm so happy you came. I learned a lot about you. And you can